I find it hard to believe that Eduardo knows two natives that both know exactly where the lost city lies. But maybe it will turn out the way Tahir hopes after all, that he will just stumble upon the lost city in the end.
Are you okay?
We've stopped at Avaroa. Pancho's mother lives here. She's served up buckets of masato, a milk-like beer made from cassava roots, chewed by her, fermented in her saliva.
It's so warm. I can't. Don't make me drink this stuff.
I've done my best to avoid it. Ultimately, I've had to give in.
Delicious.
Pancho's mother says her youngest son, Japon, has gone further upriver to hunt tapir.
It'll make you feel better.
Wow. Leon got bitten last night.
Make you feel better.
Show us your bites, Tahir.
I didn't get bitten, but the strange thing was Leon was in a mosquito net. But things are going to get much worse before we find Paititi, so get used to it.
Ahead of me is Busharo and the petroglyphs. Beyond them, Eduardo says we'll reach a vast chasm, the gateway to Paititi. Torrential rain has raised the water level. It's up to our necks in places. I'm hoping we'll find Pancho's brother, Japon, that we can talk him into taking us to the ruins.
It's getting serious. If Tahir can't get through the chasm that Eduardo talked about and has to turn back, then I risk not to be able to finish the film. There's no way I'll be able to afford to come back to the jungle with all my gear a second time.
I don't know how anyone could have a monkey living on their head. Japón. ¿Dónde? See? There's a fire.
Amazing. After 7 days of walking in the middle of nowhere, we spot a plume of smoke through the trees. It's Japon's camp. But he isn't the only surprise. We've now reached Busharo and the wall of petroglyphs.
What a wall.
High five, man.
Look at that.
God, it's so like the monkey at NASCAR.
Yeah.
Wow, weird.
I'm getting sick of Eduardo. I count on him to help me, but he's not. He won't let me ask Japon about the lost city. I'm taking charge. I've ordered him to bring the Indian over to our camp.
We've got to find out about it. I mean, and if the guy who knows about it is sitting over there, we really have to ask him.
Eduardo's given in. 2 hours since my last note, Eduardo's lured Japon over, using hard liquor as the bait.
God, this is... Oh, gracias.
They drank it all in one.
Oh, they did? Should we give a bit more?
Yeah.
Mucho insecto.
Va a ser como un dibujo del muralla grande.
3:35 p.m. I sketched an Inca stone wall in the sand. Does it remind Japon of the ruins? One of my porters has just translated my question.
Sí hay.
Ay, arriba, arriba. Mucho. Ay, ay, ay.
En dialecto preguntan,
¿Dónde?
Che ti hanno ottima piano mica, ottima. Io ho detto come intanto, io tengo tanti, ha detto come intanto. O contento. No.
¿Conoce la palabra Paititi? Dile, pe.
Capiniero, cande, anda, ya, si algo lo peca. Tenga imagen. ¿Y ayer qué?
Sí, conozco.
No conocí.
It's always the same. They smile gently, but they tell you nothing. Mucho lluvia.
Dile que dale las gracias porque ha conversado con nosotros. Dile ahí. Solamente una entrevista.
It's like getting water out of a stone, though. Coming from the West, you think you ask someone a question and you'll get an answer, especially if they know the answer. But you squeeze it and squeeze it, and it won't tell you anything.
Eso existe y bueno, ya sabe usted las condiciones cómo hay que llegar allá. Bueno, que existe eso. Es cierto.
I'm losing faith in Eduardo. He won't stick his neck out to help.
Well, we've got to go upriver, guys. That's all there is to it.
Late at night, when everybody was asleep, Tahir crept out of the camp and back to the petroglyphs. I followed him with a video camera, keeping a distance not to be noted.
I believe out of all these symbols, the one that speaks loudest to me is this, is the serpent, is the snake, which at the same time it's the river going between the mountains, and this is Paititi. I've got no doubt that it's there, it's waiting for us. Yeah, who knows? Who knows what will happen in the next few days? Anything could happen. We just have to get up the river.
The river's got much colder over the last week. Maybe we're just getting used to it. Without warning, the river swept into a chasm. The water sealed the gateway shut, just like Eduardo said it would.
Clapper, okay. After a huge struggle, we've got this far to this enormous chasm, which people, Eduardo calls the gateway to Paititi. But the big problem is there's so much water coming through the river, we can't get up it. And now it makes sense. Everybody's been telling us, you crazy, crazy, crazy gringos, what the hell is going through your minds? And now I do see what they mean. I mean, it isn't easy.
Eduardo insists there's no way forward. I've begged him to go on, at least until our lives are in danger. He's warned me. I'm becoming overpowered with greed. Says we must go back, then return later on in the year when the gateway's open. He's promised me that next time, Pancho will be my guide.
Que Tahir, como es el futuro descubridor del Paititi, que diga la próxima vez, hasta aquí hoy día, pero la próxima vez no bajo sin poner las plantas de mis pies en el Paititi.